Chapter 1479. Powerful Beings in the Beyond Realm. Sacred Lords. Lin Moyu cast the soul-probing technique on the exquisite small bow. Soul-shooting bow. A mid-grade soul treasure of the Sacred Lord realm. Condenses soul force into arrows. The stronger the user's soul, the more powerful the arrows, capable of breaking through the soul defenses of beings at the same realm. Seeing the introduction of this bow, Lin Moyu was slightly startled in his heart. The power of this bow was completely dependent on the strength of the user's soul. If the user's soul reached the peak of the 4th grade, then the attack power unleashed by this bow would surpass the peak 4th grade, enough to break through the soul defenses of someone at the same peak 4th grade soul level. However, this had a prerequisite, that the opponent did not possess any defensive soul treasures. But those who could reach the peak of the 4th grade soul were all high-level sacred lords. How could they not have defensive soul treasures? Lin Moyu was very clear that if he used the soul-shooting bow to attack other cultivators in the Beyond Realm, it would definitely be useless. In the Beyond Realm, how could one not have defensive soul treasures? They would at least have soul robes. Even a peak sacred lord like Zhu Tian would definitely have defensive treasures. Lin Moyu might not even be able to break through his defenses. However, regardless of this, the value of the soul-shooting bow was comparable to many high-grade treasures of the Sacred Lord realm. If calculated in points, its value would be in the trillions or even priceless. No amount of money could buy it. Lin Moyu's soul force emerged and imprinted itself on the soul-shooting bow. He then stored it within his soul, allowing his soul to slowly refine it. Refining a treasure required time, especially a mid-grade soul treasure of the Sacred Lord realm. Could not be completed instantly. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry. His soul was powerful enough so it would not take too long. Lin Moyu could not help but sigh.
Madame Yu is very generous.
Zhu Tian's eyes carried a smile.
According to Madame Yu, the mysterious Lord helped speak on your behalf.
Zhu Tian and Zhu Qiwu were master-disciple brothers, so their mysterious lord was naturally the same person. After learning of their relationship, Lin Moyu basically guessed the identity of the mysterious lord. Back then, the mysterious lord did say to Zhu Qiwu that as long as Lin Moyu completed the mission, he would speak up for him. It seemed this person's status was extraordinary. His words carried great weight before Madame Yu. Lin Moyu's tone was sincere.
Many thanks to that senior.
Zhu Tian smiled and said,
The mysterious lord's name is Jun Hao, known as the Sacred Lord Hao. Sacred Lord? Is that a title in the Beyond Realm?
Lin Moyu's heart moved, and he blurted out in askance. Zhu Tian shook his head.
The Beyond Realm refers to the realm itself. Sacred Lord is an honorific title. Not all beings in the Beyond Realm have the qualification to be called a Sacred Lord. Actually, this information should not have been told to you yet. However, the mysterious Lord said there is no need to hide anything from you.
There were strict levels of information disclosure among the human race. Different realms had access to different levels of information. Just like when Lin Moyu was a true god, it was very difficult for him to learn about the Sacred Lord realm. Of course, this hierarchy was not absolute. Some ancient clans with long heritages, like the Yu family, could know some information about the Beyond Realm. Lin Moyu was very clear about this. Not only in the Great World but also in the lower worlds it was the same. For someone like himself who came from a lower world, the only way to learn deeper information was to continuously improve his own strength. From a certain perspective, the human race did this as a form of motivation. You want to know more? Then climb higher. The higher you climb, the more you can learn. Now that his soul had reached the low 5th grade of the Beyond Realm, his eventual ascension to the Beyond Realm itself was a certainty. Even Madame Yu was willing to treat him as an equal. So it was understandable for him to gain some information. Lin Moyu murmured softly,
The powerful beings in the Beyond Realm can be called Sacred Lords. Domain Lord, is Madame Yu a Sacred Lord?
Zhu Tian did not directly answer, but his actions gave the response. He was not in the Beyond Realm yet, so he could not casually discuss the existences in the Beyond Realm. Lin Moyu understood. From this, it seemed that Madame Yu's strength was actually not as high as the Sacred Lord Hao. But Zhu Qiwu had said that Madame Yu was already an outstanding figure in the Beyond Realm. From this, one could deduce that the Sacred Lord Hao's strength was likely at the peak of the Beyond Realm. Powerful, truly powerful. Lin Moyu recalled his few encounters with the Sacred Lord Hao. The Sacred Lord's casual words often carried an overbearing aura. Even when mentioning the ancient Buddha of the Buddha race, there was a hint of disdain. His strength was the source of his confidence. When the Buddha Tathagata was killed by Lin Moyu, it was the Sacred Lord Hao who went to the Buddha race to demand an explanation. One person suppressed the entire Buddha race, preventing them from making a sound. Such was his domineering might. The two words,
Sacred Lord,
lingered in Lin Moyu's mind for a long time. Lin Moyu believed that, in the future, he would also reach this realm. However, the Sacred Lord was not the end. He would surpass the Sacred Lord and become even stronger. Become the invincible, undefeatable powerhouse that Antares spoke of, one capable of defying the heavens and changing fate. The warship continued to jump through the starry void, heading towards its destination. Lin Moyu and Zhu Tian chatted for a while longer. Lin Moyu began to browse some new information. After reaching level 5 permissions, he could access even more data. Some information was free, while some required payment. For Lin Moyu's current wealth, the fees for accessing information were negligible. 2 days later, the Human Emperor Network interrupted Lin Moyu's thoughts. Congratulations on completing the chain mission, Part 2. Completion level. Perfect. Rewards, 100,000 mission points, 10 million regular points. Congratulations on obtaining the qualification to enter the Divine City, beginner level. A familiar voice rang in his ears. Lin Moyu abruptly raised his head, his gentle gaze instantly becoming sharp. The second chain mission was finally completed with a perfect completion level as well. The mission point and regular point rewards were expected by Lin Moyu. The key was that he no longer needed to complete the third chain mission and directly obtain the qualification to enter the Divine City. However, this qualification had the
beginner level
mark after it. Lin Moyu recalled Zhu Qiwu's words that within the Divine City, there were also hierarchical levels. The beginner level qualification was a form of restriction. Since there was a beginner level, there must also be intermediate and advanced levels. The division of levels existed everywhere, and Lin Moyu was not surprised, accepting it naturally. Entering the Divine City was not the end but rather a new beginning. Since that was the case, he would start from the beginning and progress towards the end. Zhu Tian was drinking tea and saw Lin Moyu suddenly become dazed. He smiled and asked,
"What's wrong?"
Lin Moyu answered honestly,
"I have completed the second chain mission and obtained the qualification to enter the Divine City."
Zhu Tian did not seem surprised at all, as if it was a matter of course.
"Your completion level for the second chain mission was perfect, so naturally you would obtain the qualification to enter the Divine City. Moreover, you directly reached the beginner level upon entry."
The corner of Lin Moyu's mouth twitched.
"Isn't the beginner level the lowest?"
Zhu Tian laughed.
"Of course not. Most people, when they obtain the qualification for the Divine City, do not have any level. They can only move within the outer areas of the Divine City and then try to improve their level. The level represents your status within the Divine City. The higher your level, the more rights and resources you can enjoy. The total amount of resources is limited. The best resources are always reserved for the strongest."
Zhu Tian explained some more things about the Divine City to Lin Moyu. Some things Lin Moyu would naturally understand after entering the Divine City. But Zhu Tian explained them in advance, allowing Lin Moyu to be prepared and have a better understanding. 1480. Chapter 1480. Changing the Heavens and Earth, the Means of the Other Shore. The chain mission is the task to qualify for entering the Divine City, and the entire chain mission consists of 4 parts. The first chain mission's purpose is not to determine the qualification to enter the Divine City, but to confirm the cultivator's aptitude. Based on the evaluation of the mission completion, the cultivator's aptitude can be roughly determined, and the difficulty of the second chain mission can also be set. Only when the first chain mission is completed perfectly will the second chain mission trigger the highest difficulty. If the second chain mission is also completed perfectly, the cultivator will be directly granted the qualification to enter the divine city and simultaneously be given beginner-level permissions. If the first chain mission does not reach a perfect level, it indicates that the aptitude is average or the luck is not good, and it is impossible to achieve a perfect state. Naturally, the difficulty of the second chain mission will not be very high, and it is even less likely to directly obtain the qualification to enter the divine city. The cultivator will need to complete the third chain mission. If they perform well in this mission, they can also obtain the qualification to enter the divine city, but they will not have beginner-level permissions. Without even beginner-level permissions, their status in the divine city will be the lowest, and they will need to climb up bit by bit. If the performance in the third chain mission is also average, the Human Emperor Network will give one last chance, which is the fourth chain mission. If they perform well in this mission, they can also obtain the qualification to enter the divine city, but the number of people who can hold out until the fourth chain mission is very few. The 4 chain missions are a step-by-step selection process, continuously eliminating unqualified individuals. In the end, very few people qualify to enter the divine city. Among them, people like Lin Moyu belong to the top geniuses, who are early on identified as the seeds of the human race. Those who complete the third chain mission and enter the divine city are defined as having decent aptitude and can be cultivated. They might soar to great heights one day. As for those who enter the divine city after completing the fourth chain mission, they are given the last bit of hope. In case the Human Emperor Network misjudged, they might be late bloomers trying not to miss any genius. The entire system seems simple but is actually very complex. Everything is managed and completed by the Human Emperor Network, which has selected a large number of geniuses for the human race. Since the establishment of the Human Emperor Network, the human race has been thriving. As long as there is real talent, it will not be missed, avoiding many human preferences and other factors. After Zhu Tian's explanation and his own thinking, Lin Moyu finally understood. Through such a rigorous selection system, one can infer some situations in the divine city. The hierarchy in the divine city is even stricter than in the great world. This is also unavoidable. The human race needs to select the best of the best, choosing the most talented individuals from countless cultivators. If they can cultivate one being of the other shore, it is better than cultivating thousands of god sovereigns. If a sacred lord appears, it is better than 10 ordinary beings of the other shore. The human race needs the strongest, not a large number of mediocre individuals. This is true for any race without exception. Those races that wanted everyone to be strong were eliminated in the long river of time long ago. The great world is cruel. Once a mistake is made, there is only adding insult to injury, no helping hand in the snow. Every decision made by the high-level human race often concerns the survival of billions of ordinary people. Past mistakes cannot be repeated. The warship flew farther and farther, and Lin Moyu, immersed in a sea of information, was once again awakened. He felt that the warship seemed to have reached a special area. The aura of the great world became more intense, and the aura of the laws was extremely strong and obvious. Comprehending the laws here would be easier than in other places. The soul of the other shore realm instinctively opened its eyes, and Lin Moyu saw strands of laws, which were much thicker than in other places. Even high-level life star systems would not have such obvious laws.
This is a holy land for cultivation.
Lin Moyu thought to himself and looked at Zhu Tian.
Domain Lord, where are we?
Zhu Tian did not hide anything and waved his hand.
Put the information aside and come over for a cup of tea.
Lin Moyu complied, went over, and poured tea for Zhu Tian. Zhu Tian said,
We have reached the edge of the divine city.
The edge of the divine city? Lin Moyu looked out through the warship, seeing a grayish area with nothing visible. Zhu Tian said,
The preliminaries of the 4-star domain competition have already begun. You seed contestants do not need to participate in the preliminaries, but you cannot waste this time either. We have found a place for you at the edge of the divine city to rest. You people can meet each other, Get familiar, and perhaps you will become life and death comrades in the future.
Lin Moyu asked.
Will people from the other 3 star domains come too?
Zhu Tian smiled slightly.
They will come. Besides people from the other 3 star domains, there will also be cultivators from the Divine City and the War God Hall. Divine City cultivators?
Lin Moyu was slightly puzzled. Isn't the 4-star domain competition a competition among the cultivators of the Vermilion Bird, White Tiger, Azure Dragon, and Black Tortoise star domains? The purpose is to obtain a place to enter the Divine City. Why would people from the Divine City come? They were originally from the Divine City, the pride of the heavens, and had no need to join in the fun. Zhu Tian laughed.
There is also competition in the Divine City, with different levels. If they can achieve good results in the 4-star domain competition, it will benefit them. You don't have to worry about fairness. They will not take up the places to enter the Divine City. Just like you have already obtained the qualification to enter the Divine City, so you will not take up a place.
It turned out there were such rules. Lin Moyu had not known this before. The 4-star domain competition had a large number of participants, thousands upon thousands. In the end, only 100 places to enter the Divine City were available. For people like Lin Moyu, who already had the qualification to enter the Divine City, even if they won first place, they would not take up another place. Instead, the 101st contestant would be directly admitted to the Divine City. The same applied to people from the War God Hall. They also did not take up places. So although there were only 100 places in each session, about 130 people might actually be admitted. In such a large-scale competition, those who reached the top 130 were all excellent talents. Lin Moyu still did not know the specific rules of the 4-star domain competition, but there was no need to worry. He would soon find out. Zhu Tian drank his tea, looked outside the warship, and softly said 2 words.
We're here.
With the final jump, the warship stopped steadily. The mist cleared, revealing a void. In the distance, endless starlight shone, indicating a very prosperous star domain. The star domain was at the edge of the Divine City and had no name. In sight, there was an extremely large continent. It was not a planet, but a circular continent. The continent had a diameter of over 1 million kilometers, with mountains, rivers, oceans, and grasslands. All the scenery that should be on a planet could be seen here. Lin Moyu felt that this continent was like a planet, forcibly transformed into this shape. Destroying a star was not difficult. Any god king could do it. But transforming a continent, even violating the established laws of the great world, was extremely difficult. Such power was unimaginable. At least a god sovereign could not do it. Zhu Tian said,
This is the power of the other shore. Originally, this was a star, transformed into a continent by a powerful being of the other shore.
1481, 1481. Chapter 1481. My beloved, wholeheartedly. As the warship approached the continent, Lin Moyu clearly felt a vast power enveloping the entire land. This was the power of a being in the other shore realm, a presence Lin Moyu could not yet comprehend. The continent was surrounded by mountains, and within the mountains lay an ocean. From a distance, it could be seen as a lake floating in the starry sky. Upon entering the continent, one would realize it was actually a vast ocean. The ocean was expansive, with clear waves, and numerous islands dotted its surface. Some islands were small, spanning a few thousand miles, while others were large, covering tens of thousands of miles. Some islands were covered with forests and trees, while others were grasslands where various animals roamed freely. At the center of the ocean, which was also the center of the entire continent, a giant island floated. This island had a diameter of over hundreds of thousands of miles, occupying nearly a quarter of the ocean, making it the largest of all the islands. The warship stopped above this giant island, and Zhu Tian led Lin Moyu out of the warship, descending towards the center of the island. As they descended, Lin Moyu observed the island. The terrain was flat, with many green grasses and lakes. The island was filled with numerous large, ancient houses, resembling palaces. The entire island exuded an ethereal aura, making it feel like a fairyland. As they got closer, Lin Moyu sensed powerful auras. Each aura represented a genius, and there were already many people here. Using his strong soul-sensing ability, Lin Moyu quickly counted the total number of people.
There are 89 people in total, the weakest being a first-rank god king, and the strongest a minor god sovereign. Ah, they are here too.
Lin Moyu sensed a few familiar auras among them and couldn't help but smile. Zhu Tian led Lin Moyu straight into one of the palaces. The layout of the palace was somewhat similar to the mission center, with several mission platforms. As soon as they entered, a young woman greeted them. The woman clearly recognized Zhu Tian.
Domain Lord, is this the candidate you recommended?
As she spoke, she looked at Lin Moyu beside Zhu Tian, smiling. She had a pair of lively, mischievous eyes. When Lin Moyu saw her, he felt that her demeanor and temperament were somewhat similar to Ningyi, and he couldn't help but look at her a few more times. The woman frowned slightly but didn't show any displeasure, maintaining her smile. Zhu Tian said,
Yes, the next steps are up to you. All right, no problem.
The woman responded respectfully. She then bowed to Lin Moyu.
Please follow me, sir. We need to register first.
Zhu Tian waved his hand.
Go ahead. If you have any questions, you can ask Xiaoming. She will tell you everything. Get familiar with everyone in the coming days.
Lin Moyu bowed to Zhu Tian.
Understood, senior.
As Zhu Tian left, the woman named Xiaoming couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Facing a peak god sovereign like Zhu Tian, she was naturally a bit nervous. In fact, most god kings, even minor god sovereigns, would feel nervous in front of Zhu Tian. Even some god sovereigns would feel a bit tense when meeting someone like Zhu Tian. This had nothing to do with age but was a natural reaction to his status, power, and realm. However, these issues were not a problem for Lin Moyu. In the small world, Lin Moyu was already at the peak of the world. He had always interacted with beings like Antares, respecting the strong but not fearing them. When he first entered the great world, he had already encountered god sovereigns and remained neither humble nor arrogant. Xiaoming, now relaxed, said to Lin Moyu,
Follow me.
She turned and walked into the palace, with Lin Moyu following behind. Xiaoming's height and figure were very similar to Ningyi's, making Lin Moyu look at her a few more times. Memories surged in his mind, recalling the happy moments of his past life and missing his wife. Xiaoming felt a pair of eyes constantly on her, the gaze intense as if trying to see through her. Feeling displeased, she suddenly turned and snapped at Lin Moyu.
Can you stop looking at me like that?
Lin Moyu's thoughts were interrupted, and the images in his mind shattered. He smiled bitterly.
Sorry, I was reminded of some past events.
Xiaoming didn't believe him at all.
Are you trying to say that my appearance reminds you of an ex-girlfriend?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Not an ex-girlfriend, a wife. Xiaoming, you resemble one of my wives.
Xiaoming was taken aback.
Wives? You have multiple wives?
Her tone carried a hint of disdain, clearly disapproving of Lin Moyu having multiple wives. Although such things were normal in the great world, with strong individuals often having several or even dozens of wives, most young women didn't like it. Lin Moyu put his thoughts aside.
Let's not talk about the past. Please continue to lead the way, Xiaoming.
Xiaoming glanced at Lin Moyu a few more times before turning and continuing forward, muttering under her breath.
He looks decent, but he's so fickle.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
It seems Xiaoming has high standards for her beloved.
Xiaoming's face turned red, and she pouted.
None of your business.
Lin Moyu smiled and said nothing more, but Xiaoming couldn't hold back and muttered to herself.
My beloved is young and promising, not someone ordinary can compare to.
Xiaoming had a dreamy look, clearly thinking of her ideal partner. In her mind, her beloved was the best. Lin Moyu sincerely congratulated her.
I hope you and your beloved will be together.
After a few more words, Xiaoming seemed to have a better impression of Lin Moyu. Young girls were like the weather in March, changing quickly. Xiaoming sighed.
Unfortunately, I've never met him. But it's okay. I'll see him at the 4-star domain competition.
Hearing this, Lin Moyu couldn't help but exclaim.
You've never met him, yet you're so determined to marry him?
It turned out to be unrequited love. Lin Moyu finally understood.
Xiaoming, you've never met him. What if he has someone else in his heart, or is already married? Don't jinx it.
Xiaoming immediately retorted.
He's only 35, no, 36 years old, and already a god king. Someone like him, focused on cultivation, couldn't have settled down so quickly. I've researched his background. When he came to the great world from the small world, he was alone, so he couldn't have a family. People who have seen him say he's very handsome. A young hero, likely to be the second war god.
Lin Moyu was stunned. After all this, Xiaoming's beloved was himself. Xiaoming's face turned red.
You should have guessed who I'm talking about by now.
Lin Moyu nodded.
It should be Lin Moyu.
Xiaoming jumped up in excitement.
Yes, it's him. He's from the Vermilion Bird Star domain. Why didn't Domain Lord Zhu make him a seed contestant? It's so strange. If he could come here, I could meet him first, develop feelings, and avoid competing with so many people.
Xiaoming continued to talk to herself, lost in her thoughts. Finally, they reached the deepest part of the palace. Xiaoming activated a formation and signaled Lin Moyu to step on it. The formation activated, connecting to the Human Emperor network. All of Lin Moyu's information was then displayed before Xiaoming. 1482 Chapter 1482. Mr. Lin, are you really married? This time it was Xiaoming who was dumbfounded. Her entire face became extremely complex, and Lin Moyu couldn't describe her expression. After more than 10 seconds, Xiaoming finally spoke in a trembling voice.
Your name is Lin Moyu?
Lin Moyu nodded. Xiaoming asked again.
Are you the Lin Moyu?
Lin Moyu nodded again. A few seconds later, a scream erupted from Xiaoming's mouth, echoing throughout the palace. Lin Moyu didn't expect that such a small body could produce such a high-pitched sound. He even wondered if Xiaoming was practicing some kind of sound-based law. The sound reverberated, lingering in the air. Lin Moyu looked at her worriedly.
Are you okay?
Xiaoming shook her head, seemingly in disbelief, and confirmed again.
Are you really the Lin Moyu, the one who is ranked first in the 3 rankings of the Vermilion Bird Star domain?
Lin Moyu nodded once more.
Yes.
Xiaoming continued to ask.
Are you married? Do you have 4 wives? In the small world, I got married. Why did you get married so early? Where I come from, people get married early. Some have children before they turn 20.
Xiaoming's eyes lost focus, and her hopes were shattered. After a while, Xiaoming said,
But when you came to the great world, you didn't bring your wives with you.
Lin Moyu's expression changed slightly. He didn't want to discuss this topic and said lightly,
Let's start the registration.
At this moment, a substantial aura rose from Lin Moyu, like mist or smoke, pressing down on Xiaoming. Xiaoming shivered all over, feeling that Lin Moyu suddenly became incredibly powerful and noble, with an aura that was impossible to look directly at. Her heart was gripped, and she became tense. This feeling was even more terrifying than when she faced Zhu Tian. It was a kind of suppression from the soul level. Lin Moyu's soul was originally a level higher than Zhu Tian's. Once he released his soul's pressure, it was naturally more terrifying than Zhu Tian's. Fortunately, this feeling didn't last long, and Lin Moyu withdrew his soul pressure. Only then did Xiaoming truly recover. All her previous thoughts about Lin Moyu vanished in an instant, leaving nothing behind. Xiaoming began to register Lin Moyu and arrange his accommodation. Xiaoming asked,
Mr. Lin, do you prefer to live by the lake or on the grassland? Do you like places with rain or dry places?
There were many houses on the island, controlled by formations with various environments. One of Xiaoming's duties was to find out Lin Moyu's preferences and arrange different accommodations. Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
Choose a place where it rains, preferably by the lake.
In the small world, his hometown was in the Jiangnan water town, where it often rained and was rich in water. Xiaoming quickly selected a residence and completed the registration.
All right, your identity information has been registered. Your residence number is 108, about 2,000 kilometers from the central square. The central square is located at the center of the Fire Seed Island. From there, you can see some of the preliminary matches of the star systems, but some information requires points to view. Around the central square, there are some training facilities.
Xiaoming introduced the entire continent to Lin Moyu. This continent was called the Ring Mountain Continent, and the island he was on was called Fire Seed Island. As the name suggests, Fire Seed Island was specially prepared for the human race's fire seeds. Those who were designated as seed contestants by the Domain Lord and qualified to come here were all fire seeds of the human race. Fire Seed Island, though small, had all the necessary facilities. It had a mission center, a trading center, and a time house, all fully equipped. However, the mission center here only had missions within the Ring Mountain Continent. Under the sea of the Ring Mountain Continent, there were many starry sky beasts, all deliberately placed there. These missions were not easy, but whether to do them or not was up to the individual. In the trading center, you could also buy some treasures that were only available in the Divine City. The time house was for training, capable of accelerating time by 100 times. Training inside for 100 days would only take 1 day outside, saving a lot of time. Of course, the time house was not free and required a lot of points. When he was in the super god realm, the time flow rate was 10 times that of the outside world, costing 100 points per day. Now, the time flow rate had reached 100 times, 10 times more than before, but the required points had reached 10,000 per day, 100 times more. In fact, the time flow rate of the time house could be further accelerated, even up to 1,000 times. But in that case, it wouldn't be very beneficial for training. The time flow rate being too fast would also put pressure on the soul. At 1,000 times the time flow rate, the efficiency of comprehending the laws wouldn't increase much. On the contrary, at 1,000 times the time flow rate, it would greatly affect one's lifespan. You might enter as a young man and come out as an old man. Another important reason was that time houses with 1,000 times the flow rate were hard to find and extremely costly. Considering all these reasons, a time house with 100 times the flow rate was the most cost-effective. Xiaoming introduced all this while leading Lin Moyu to his residence. The residence was as luxurious as a palace, about 100 meters high, divided into 5 floors. From this moment on, during his time on Fire Seed Island, this place belonged to Lin Moyu. Without his permission, no one could enter. Xiaoming's task was over, but before leaving, she asked again.
Mr. Lin, are you really married?
Lin Moyu found it both funny and exasperating. He was only 36 years old, and Xiaoming was definitely older than him. But in his eyes, Xiaoming seemed like a child who hadn't grown up. With Lin Moyu's affirmative answer, Xiaoming left disappointed. Lin Moyu didn't enter his residence but headed to the central square. Soul auras rose from the central square, making it very lively. Among them, Lin Moyu sensed several familiar soul auras. Zhuang Bai, Chu Xiong, and Su Jianqing were all there. Besides these 3, Zhang Ziyue was also there, representing the War God Hall. The distance of 2,000 kilometers was just a flash away. For all God Kings, this distance was just a step away. In the central square, a huge projection was showing a match. One person was controlling the water of the 9 heavens, pouring it down. Another person was controlling blazing flames, surging upwards. The 2 were like water and fire, fighting fiercely. A group of people watching the match was intently staring at the projection, muttering to themselves.
Charge up and hit him. Take advantage of the moment when his spell ends and charge up. Use fireballs to explode. Create steam and then launch a surprise attack. So stupid. Don't you know how to use a magic treasure? Get a fire-type magic treasure and burn all the water away.
The group kept talking, looking like they were frustrated with the fighters. Another group of people watched silently, their eyes never leaving the projection. On the periphery, another group of people watched coldly, looking proud and uninterested in the fight on the projection. These people wore uniform clothing with the War God Hall's emblem, clearly from the War God Hall. Lin Moyu watched for a while and understood what they were doing. Two groups were betting on the outcome of the fight on the projection. Lin Moyu quietly walked over and watched the projection. To him, the fight between these two was like children's play. After all, it was a preliminary match, so the opponents couldn't be expected to be very strong.
Lin Moyu!
Suddenly, a voice called out. Turning his head, he saw Zhang Ziyue waving at him. 1483 1483. Chapter 1483. Strike while the iron is hot. Kick them when they're down. The name Lin Moyu carried an immense power, immediately drawing everyone's attention. Dozens of eyes turned to look at Lin Moyu simultaneously. There was no helping it. Lin Moyu's reputation was simply too great. In the Vermilion Bird Star domain, he was ranked first in 3 different rankings. A genius among geniuses, he reached the Super God realm at 28 and the God King realm at 36, with a high possibility of becoming the second War God. His fame had spread not only in the Vermilion Bird Star domain but also in the other 3 star domains. A shadow flashed before his eyes, and all the light was obscured. The burly Chu Xiong appeared in front of Lin Moyu like lightning, grinning.
You brat, you finally made it.
His voice was thunderous, like a clap of thunder. Lin Moyu took half a step back and looked up.
Senior brother Chu, long time no see.
Chu Xiong laughed heartily.
Long time no see. You brat, your fame is almost surpassing the domain lords.
Lin Moyu smiled wryly.
It's just luck.
A cold voice came from the side.
Strength is strength. Junior brother Lin, there's no need to be so modest. That's right. With junior brother Lin's strength, there's no need to be modest.
The speaker was Su Jianxing. Su Jianxing did not hide his information. He had already reached the 2nd rank of the God King realm. But Lin Moyu knew that his real combat power was definitely not just at the 2nd rank of the God King realm. Everyone on Fire Seed Island had the ability to fight beyond their level. If they couldn't, they wouldn't be worthy of being called the human race's fire seeds. Lin Moyu smiled.
Senior brother Su overpraises me.
At this moment, Zhuang Bai said in a low voice,
Junior brother Lin, your aura seems to be more than just the 1st rank of the God King realm.
Lin Moyu's heart moved, and he released part of his aura, revealing his 3rd rank of the God King realm. Su Jianxing was stunned for half a second, then laughed out loud.
Junior brother Lin has become senior brother Lin.
He was magnanimous and showed no jealousy. Lin Moyu smiled.
Senior brother Su, there's no need for such formality. After all, I am still the junior.
Su Jianxing waved his hand.
Rules are rules.
Su Jianxing, who came from the Divine City, had always been a stickler for rules. Lin Moyu had no choice but to go along with it. At this moment, a haughty voice rang out.
Are you the Lin Moyu who is ranked first in the 3 rankings of the Vermilion Bird Star domain?
A group of people approached, all wearing the uniform of the War God Hall. The leaders looked proud, and one of them looked at Lin Moyu with a cold expression. Judging by his demeanor, Lin Moyu could guess what was going on. People from the War God Hall always considered themselves superior. This was a well-known fact, not needing to be seen to be believed. Lin Moyu did not hide his information. Wei Bowen, realm, minor god sovereign. No wonder he was so arrogant. He was a minor god sovereign. He looked quite young, and reaching the minor god sovereign realm at his age was indeed impressive. Lin Moyu politely said,
Senior brother Wei, what advice do you have?
Wei Bowen sneered arrogantly.
Advice? I wouldn't dare. I just want to ask, when junior brother Zhang invited you to join the War God Hall, why did you refuse? Was junior brother Zhang's invitation not sincere enough, or do you look down on the War God Hall?
Faced with such accusatory questions, Lin Moyu's tone also turned cold.
Whether or not to join the War God Hall should be my own choice, right?
Wei Bowen did not agree.
As a member of the human race, it should be an honor to join the War God Hall. If it weren't for the War God saving the human race from disaster, the human race would have been extinct long ago. The War God's legacy should be the best choice for our human geniuses. So, by refusing to join the War God Hall, are you being disrespectful to the War God?
He spoke with a high and mighty tone, full of righteous indignation, and seemed to make some sense. Lin Moyu shook his head and sneered.
I believe that as long as one contributes to the human race, they are an excellent member of the human race. Whether or not they join the War God Hall is secondary.
Lin Moyu's words resonated with many people who had long been displeased with the arrogance of the War God Hall. No matter which star domain, the War God Hall always acted superior. Immediately, someone echoed,
Exactly. Just because we didn't join the War God Hall, does that mean we can't contribute to the human race? Does that mean we're not part of the human race? When we were fighting against alien races, where were you people from the War God Hall? I've completed thousands of missions, experienced life and death, but I've never encountered anyone from the War God Hall. Exactly. What contributions has the War God Hall made in recent years? Tell us.
There were 90 people present, including Lin Moyu, and only 24 were from the War God Hall. The remaining 66 were either from the 4 major star domains or the Divine City. Suddenly, the crowd's words overwhelmed them. Lin Moyu seized the opportunity to strike while the iron was hot.
If all human geniuses were to join the War God Hall, what would happen to the army? What about the geniuses in the Divine City? Should all God sovereigns, including the adults in the Divine City, join the War God Hall? If they refuse to join the War God Hall, does that mean they are disrespectful to the War God? I've read records from the past 2,000 years. In the battles between the human race and the major enemy races on the Vermilion Bird battlefield, countless soldiers and cultivators have sacrificed their lives. Tell me, were there any people from the War God Hall among them? If so, how many? If not, what have you been doing all these years?
Lin Moyu's words were like a sharp knife, piercing Wei Bowen's mouth, leaving him speechless. Not only him, but his colleagues were also at a loss for words. They couldn't say what the War God Hall had done. In fact, Lin Moyu knew that the War God Hall had certainly done a lot, but the things they did were at a much higher level, beyond the knowledge of someone like Wei Bowen. So Lin Moyu played on the information gap. Trying to put a hat on me? You're too naive. The voices of agreement grew louder, and the people from the War God Hall couldn't refute. Even if they tried, they were outnumbered. Wei Bowen trembled with anger, instinctively letting out a roar, and his minor god's sovereign aura burst forth.
Can't win the argument, so you want to use your realm to suppress others?
Lin Moyu's side also had minor god sovereigns, so it wasn't scary at all. Chu Xiong was the first to react. His aura explosive and not inferior to Wei Bowen's.
What, you want to fight?
Of course, they couldn't actually fight. No matter who started it, regardless of right or wrong, they would be punished. Lin Moyu knew that Chu Xiong was just putting on a show. Despite his rough appearance, he was very meticulous inside. Lin Moyu gave a light hum, delivering the final blow.
Elder Luo once invited me to join the War God Hall, and I agreed to consider it. As a member of the human race, I did think about joining the War God Hall. Now it seems that there's no need to join the War God Hall. When I see Elder Luo next time, I will tell him the truth.
Wei Bowen was stunned for a moment, realizing who Lin Moyu was referring to. His voice trembled.
Are you talking about Elder Luo, the God Sovereign Luo Qianquan?
Lin Moyu replied.
Is there another Elder Luo in the Vermilion Bird branch of the War God Hall?
Wei Bowen's body swayed, and he felt a wave of darkness before his eyes. He realized he had made a mistake. If he had known that Luo Qianquan had also invited Lin Moyu, he would never have come to provoke him. Now, he was in a difficult position, and his reputation was ruined. Not only had he embarrassed himself, but he had also embarrassed the War God Hall. If Luo Chenkuan found out about this, he wouldn't know how to explain it. At this moment, he could no longer maintain his arrogance. Lin Moyu no longer wanted to argue with such a person. Their level was too low, and they were too foolish. Just as he was about to say something, Lin Moyu suddenly looked up at the sky, his eyes filled with surprise and excitement. 1484 1484. Chapter 1484. I knew you would come. A rainbow-colored light approached from afar, stopping instantly in midair. Lin Moyu saw a woman in a red dress, standing on a flying sword. Her beauty was unparalleled, cold and elegant, with an unmatched heroic spirit. From the moment the woman in the red dress appeared, all the other women present paled in comparison. In terms of both appearance and temperament, they were far inferior to the woman in the sky. At this moment, they felt like ugly ducklings seeing a swan, even feeling a sense of inferiority. The eyes of the men were filled with admiration. Even those from the War God Hall couldn't take their eyes off her, appreciating her beauty. Someone murmured,
Look, this is our White Tiger Star Domain's Fairy Han. I've heard that Fairy Han is the #1 beauty in the White Tiger Star Domain. Seeing her today, she truly deserves the title. I think we should change the title to the #1 beauty of the 4-star domains. Stop it, Fairy Han is not famous for her beauty. She reached the Super God realm at 27, and now at 37, she has already reached the Minor God Sovereign realm. In terms of cultivation speed, Fairy Han is far superior to your Lin Moyu, even stronger than the War God.
When someone mentioned that she was stronger than the War God, a few people from the War God Hall looked over with displeasure. The person immediately retorted,
What are you looking at? I'm just stating the facts.
Indeed, it was a fact undeniable.
I think Fairy Han has the potential to become the 2nd War God, while Lin Moyu from the Vermilion Bird Star Domain can only be the 3rd at best. Lin Moyu, although your cultivation speed is impressive, you still fall short compared to Fairy Han.
Lin Moyu looked at the woman in the red dress with joy in his eyes.
I've always been inferior to her.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu slowly flew towards Fairy Han. Everyone found it strange, not understanding what Lin Moyu meant. Standing on the outskirts of the crowd, Xiaoming looked at Fairy Han in the sky with admiration in her big, lively eyes.
So beautiful. If only I were that beautiful. Why is Lin Moyu going up there? What is he going to do? Humph, all men are the same. No matter if they have wives at home, they all act the same when they see a beauty.
At this moment, Xiaoming's good impression of Lin Moyu vanished completely. She felt she had been blind to have liked Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu stopped in midair, smiling at Fairy Han. Lin Moyu was smiling, and so was Lin Mohan.
I knew you would come. I knew you would come too.
The two looked at each other, and suddenly, Fairy Han opened her long arms. Lin Moyu did the same, and they hugged tightly. At this moment, everyone was stunned, their mouths agape and eyes wide open.
What is going on? Why are they hugging? That's Fairy Han. How can this be? Well done, Junior Brother Lin. Did you hear what Junior Brother Lin said earlier? He already knew Fairy Han.
Everyone finally understood what Lin Moyu meant when he said,
I've always been inferior to her. So that's it, now I understand.
When he said this, everyone looked at him, wanting him to explain clearly.
Fairy Han is a disciple of Sword Orchid God Sovereign. It's said that she was brought from a small world by Sword Orchid God Sovereign. Lin Moyu also came from a small world. Moreover, Fairy Han's real name is Lin Mohan.
Everyone was shocked. Lin Moyu, Lin Mohan, names could be coincidental, but not this coincidental. Moreover, upon closer inspection, Lin Moyu and Lin Mohan had some resemblance in appearance and temperament. Everyone understood that they were likely relatives, and judging by their ages, they were probably siblings. Lin Moyu and Lin Mohan hugged for a while before separating. Lin Mohan raised her arms, her slender fingers gently brushing Lin Moyu's forehead, tidying his messy hair.
Xiaoyu, you've grown up.
Lin Moyu smiled.
You watched me get married.
Lin Mohan gently shook her jade-like head, as if saying,
In my eyes, you will always be a child. Where is your wife? Do you have children?
Lin Mohan asked. Lin Moyu sighed, the joy in his eyes fading slightly, replaced by a hint of heaviness.
I'll explain later.
Lin Mohan's heart skipped a beat, knowing something was wrong.
Tell me now, immediately.
Lin Moyu knew his sister's personality.
Let's find another place.
The two turned into streams of light, flying away and disappearing from sight. Below, everyone was either a god king or a minor god sovereign. They had all been listening intently and heard every word of their conversation. Chu Xiong, with his loud voice, said,
They are really siblings. A family of two geniuses, with the sister being even more talented than the brother. What kind of small world is this? It's too strong.
Someone suddenly shouted.
I've decided. I'm going to be Lin Moyu's sister.
He was from the White Tiger Star domains by family, named by Hui, a minor god sovereign. In the White Tiger Star domain, he was also a top genius. His shout once again drew everyone's attention.
Get lost. What qualifications do you have? Be careful. Sword Orchid God Sovereign might kill you with one sword. Exactly, you're over 1,000 years old, and Lin Mohan is only 37. How can an old cow eat young grass? In a few decades, or maybe even less, Fairy Han will become a god sovereign. What qualifications do you have? By the time you become a god sovereign, Fairy Han might already be at the peak of the god sovereign realm. I heard that Sword Orchid God Sovereign is about to reach that unimaginable realm. If you dare to have designs on her disciple, you must have a death wish.
One sarcastic remark after another came, making Bai Hui's face look terrible. But they were right, and Bai Hui couldn't refute them. At this moment, Chu Xiong patted Bai Hui's shoulder with his big hand.
Brother Ba, I support you. In the Azure Dragon Star domain, there's a saying, a fair lady is a gentleman's desire. Someone as beautiful as Fairy Han, it's normal for you to like her.
Bai Hui looked at Chu Xiong gratefully, as if he had found a kindred spirit. Chu Xiong sighed.
But Brother Bai, don't get your hopes up too high. Forget about anything else, you can't even get past junior brother Lin.
Bai Hui was stunned. Although Lin Moyu was a genius, he was only a third-rank god king. Why couldn't he get past him? He politely asked.
Please enlighten me, Brother Chu.
Chu Xiong said.
I've known junior brother Lin for a long time. His combat power is terrifying. Super God slays true God slays God King, as easily as eating and drinking.
Bai Hui was surprised but still said,
Cross-realm combat is indeed strong, but we can all do that.
Chu Xiong shook his head.
No, the cross-realm combat I'm talking about is different from what you mean. Junior brother Lin slays true gods at the first rank of the super god realm, and slays God Kings at the first rank of the true god realm.
Everyone gasped in disbelief. Zhuang Bai secretly laughed, knowing that Chu Xiong was exaggerating again. But he was also very confident in Lin Moyu's combat power, which was indeed astonishing. Bai Hui was shocked and couldn't believe it.
That's impossible.
Chu Xiong lâu ghét.
Nothing is impossible. A friend of a friend told me that junior brother Lin once killed a god sovereign on the Vermilion Bird battlefield.
Everyone was shocked again. Cross-realm combat below the God King realm was understandable. But to slay a god sovereign as a god king, that was impossible.
That's impossible.
Wei Bowen couldn't help but scream, full of disbelief. 1485 Chapter 1485. Lin Moyu is the easiest to bully. Lin Moyu sat by the lake, shoulder to shoulder with Lin Mohan. As they looked at the shimmering surface of the lake, Lin Mohan listened to Lin Moyu recounting the events that had transpired since he left. When she heard that Lin Moyu had crafted the coffin of slumber and placed Ning Yi and the other three inside, Lin Mohan couldn't help but furrow her brows. However, she also understood that it was a helpless move. Ning Yi and the others were limited by their aptitude. No matter how many resources were given to them, at most, they could only be elevated to the super god realm, not even reaching the true god realm. The super god realm only granted a lifespan of 1,000 years, after which they would turn to dust. 1,000 years was too short for cultivators. Even with heaven-defying treasures, reaching the true god realm would only extend their lives by a few thousand years, which would eventually come to an end. Lin Moyu sought longevity, not just a few thousand years. In this regard, Lin Mohan and Lin Moyu were very similar. As siblings, they had almost the same mindset. Lin Moyu then spoke about his various experiences in the great world, including near-death encounters and mysterious regions, which made Lin Mohan's eyes sparkle with interest. Compared to Lin Moyu's various experiences, Lin Mohan's cultivation process was much simpler. After entering the great world, she successfully stepped into the super god realm. Her talent became even stronger, and her cultivation progressed smoothly. Sword Orchid God Sovereign treated her exceptionally well, collecting resources for her, guiding her through various tasks, and continuously promoting her permissions and rank. Lin Mohan's cultivation level increased rapidly, reaching the minor god sovereign realm in just over a decade. During this period, Lin Mohan's name resounded throughout the White Tiger Star domain. Everyone knew her as Fairy Han, the #1 beauty and the top genius of the White Tiger Star domain. With Sword Orchid God Sovereign backing her, no one dared to provoke her. Over the years, many had come to propose marriage, but all were forcefully rejected by Sword Orchid God Sovereign. According to Lin Mohan, her cultivation talent did not diminish after reaching the God King realm. Instead, it became even stronger. Advancing in realm was as easy as eating and drinking for her, and comprehending the laws of the sword posed no difficulty. In another year or two, she would step into the God Sovereign realm. Even Lin Moyu had to envy Lin Mohan's cultivation talent. With such talent, all cultivation bottlenecks seemed non-existent. If this talent continued, Lin Mohan's future achievement of the other shore realm was a certainty, and even surpassing it was not impossible. The two siblings, who hadn't seen each other for many years, talked for a long time, recounting all the events that had occurred over the years. Lin Moyu was in a good mood.
I guess you would come to the 4-star domain competition, and it seems I was right.
Lin Mohan squinted her eyes and stretched lazily, revealing her perfect figure.
How did you know I would come? What if I hadn't reached the God King realm?
Lin Moyu threw a pebble into the lake, creating ripples.
Just like a pebble in water, there will be ripples. Your realm is definitely higher than mine, so you would come.
Lin Mohan laughed.
You guessed wrong. I originally didn't want to come, but I thought you might be here, so I reluctantly came to play. What if you hadn't come?
Lin Moyu asked.
Then I would have gone to find Sword Orchid God Sovereign after the competition.
Lin Moyu replied. Lin Mohan laughed heartily.
My master is not someone you can meet just because you want to. Besides, she has a bad temper and might chase you away.
Lin Moyu said confidently.
She can't stop me.
Lin Mohan laughed so hard she almost fell over.
Little brother, you've really grown up and become quite assertive.
Lin Moyu's tone was calm but filled with strong confidence. This was a testament to his own strength. No matter how strong Sword Orchid God Sovereign was, as long as she was still a God Sovereign, she couldn't stop him. Lin Moyu changed the topic.
Have you found anyone you like over the years?
Lin Mohan replied with a hint of disdain.
Those old guys who have lived for thousands of years, do you think they are worthy of me?
Lin Moyu understood his sister well.
Indeed, they are not worthy, far from it.
Those who had lived for thousands of years and only reached the minor God Sovereign realm were far inferior to Lin Mohan. As for those of her age, they were still ordinary people, not even reaching the super god realm, even further behind. Lin Moyu sighed.
But with your standards, it will be hard to find someone.
Lin Mohan snorted.
Then I won't find anyone. Being alone is fine. I won't settle for less.
Lin Moyu had always been strong-willed and independent. Once she made a decision, no one could interfere. Lin Moyu knew this well and never forced her. Lin Moyu asked,
Little brother, what are your plans next?
Lin Moyu knew she was asking not just about himself but also about Ningyi and the others. He replied,
I will strive to elevate my realm to a level where I can defy the heavens and change fate.
Lin Moyu patted Lin Moyu's shoulder.
Good, I fully support you. If you can't do it, your sister will.
Lin Moyu couldn't help but laugh.
Is that how a sister should be? Not having any faith in her brother.
But Lin Moyu wasn't upset at all.
Then I'll leave Ningyi and the others to you.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Don't worry. When I surpass the other shore and reach that unknown realm, I will definitely change their fate.
Lin Moyu and Lin Moyu returned to the central square. Standing together, they looked like a golden couple, attracting everyone's attention. Both men and women couldn't take their eyes off them. Su Jianxing said to a woman beside him,
Stop staring, you're drooling.
The woman, named Guanru, was also from the Divine City and had reached the 9th rank of the God King realm, much higher than Su Jianxing. After arriving here, she had heard of Lin Moyu and was very curious about him. Guanru was also very beautiful, a rare beauty, but compared to Lin Moyu, she was far inferior. Her eyes sparkled as she looked at Lin Moyu.
Lin Moyu is so handsome. Su Shidi, do you think I have a chance if I pursue him?
Su Jianxing viplit hon stili.
Not much hope. There's quite a gap between you two.
Guanru snorted.
It's just age. Does that matter? It's not just age. There's a gap in talent and future achievements.
Su Jianxing said bluntly, hitting Guanru from all angles. Guanru stomped her foot in frustration.
Can't you say something nice?
Su Jianxing, ever the straightforward one, replied,
No. You.
Guanru was so angry she stomped her foot and ignored Su Jianxing. At this moment, Su Jianxing muttered,
That guy should be coming soon. With his personality, he won't be convinced by Lin Moyu.
Guanru's attention was diverted.
Is he coming to participate too?
Su Jianxing nodded.
I heard from my brother that he will come. He has reached the bottleneck between the beginner and intermediate levels in the Divine City. If he achieves good results in the 4-star domain competition, he might advance to the intermediate level.
Guanru whispered,
Just achieving a good rank might not be enough. It's best if he can suppress a few geniuses.
Su Jianxing nodded, looking at Lin Moyu.
Everyone here is a genius, but there are levels among geniuses. Lin Moyu is at the top, but his cultivation is only at the 3rd rank of the God King realm, which is relatively low.
1486 Chapter 1486 Child's Play, Boring. Su Jianxing and Guanru's conversation, although deliberately lowered in volume, was still overheard by those nearby. Lin Moyu's name was mentioned, and it immediately drew attention. Someone said,
Indeed, purely from the perspective of realm, Lin Moyu is indeed at the bottom among us, except for a few from the War God Hall. The War God Hall members are not to be trifled with. If someone wants to prove something, they might really target Lin Moyu. But that depends on whether Lin Moyu agrees. If he doesn't, no one can force him. Don't forget, Chu Xiong, the little God Sovereign, once said that Lin Moyu could slay a God Sovereign while still in the God King realm. Can't you tell he was just boasting to fool us? Chu Xiong's words indeed lack credibility.
Chu Xiong had previously claimed that Lin Moyu could slay a God Sovereign while still in the God King realm, and everyone was initially taken aback. But upon reflection, it was clear that Chu Xiong was exaggerating. Now, most people were skeptical and a few outright disbelieved it. They knew Lin Moyu's combat prowess was extraordinary, capable of fighting across several levels. With Lin Moyu's 3rd rank God King realm, challenging those at the 7th or 8th rank was normal. After all, someone who could top the 3 rankings of the Vermilion Bird Star domain couldn't be simple. But to say he could single-handedly defeat a god sovereign was too much. Even a little god sovereign couldn't defeat a full-fledged god sovereign. These discussions were mostly confined to those from the Divine City and hadn't spread widely. In the days following their arrival on the island, people began to form cliques, and factions gradually emerged. The War God Hall formed one group, the Divine City another, and the cultivators from the 4 major star domains formed yet another. Among them, the cultivators from the Divine City and the 4 major star domains were closer, forming a united front. The cultivators from the 4 major star domains would eventually enter the Divine City to live and train together. The War God Hall, being a self-contained system, naturally became isolated. Moreover, the War God Hall members always looked down on others, making them quite unpopular. Could be said that no one liked them. Suddenly, the formation in the central square activated, projecting a giant image of a black tortoise in the sky. The black tortoise had the body of a turtle and the head of a dragon, with a long dragon tail extending from its back. Legend has it that the black tortoise has some connection with the ancestors of the dragon race, and its body contains blood similar to that of the dragon race. It is even said that the black tortoise can be considered a relative of the azure dragon. But legends are just legends and shouldn't be taken too seriously. The sudden activation of the formation drew everyone's attention. People reluctantly shifted their gaze from Lin Moyu and Lin Mohan to the black tortoise image. Someone saw the black tortoise image and shouted,
"Today is the competition for the Black Tortoise star domain. I wonder which star system it is." The Black Tortoise star domain is the largest among the 4 major star domains, with the most high-level life star systems, totaling 20. They always have the most strong contenders, but unfortunately, their ultimate combat power is not as good as the Azure Dragon star domain. They can only compete with the White Tiger star domain.
A seed contestant from the Black Tortoise star domain chuckled.
We in the Black Tortoise star domain focus on defense. Our attack power may not be sufficient, but mastering one skill is better than being mediocre at many. Although we rarely win the championship, we are always second or third, never at the bottom. This time, our goal is still to secure second place and strive for first.
The seed contestants from the Black Tortoise star domain were equally confident, openly stating their goals. A seed contestant from the White Tiger star domain sneered.
Coincidentally, our White Tiger star domain also aims to secure second place and strive for first. With Fairyhan on our side, you Black Tortoise star domain folks might end up in third place.
The Black Tortoise star domain people were not convinced.
We'll see.
In their discussions, they unconsciously ranked the Azure Dragon star domain first, because in most past competitions, the Azure Dragon star domain ranked highest. And the worst performer was usually the Vermilion Bird star domain. The best result in the history of the Vermilion Bird star domain was second place, achieved only once or twice. More than 80% of the time, they were at the bottom among the 4 star domains. As the Black Tortoise star domain people said, they excelled in one area with clear strengths and weaknesses. The Vermilion Bird star domain, on the other hand, was mediocre in everything. Chu Seong Snot?
You guys are dreaming. This year, the first place belongs to our Vermilion Bird star domain. Ha! Chu Shixiang, you're dreaming. Chu Shixiang, have some shame. You may be a little god sovereign, and I won't argue with you, but you should know the combat power of the Vermilion Bird star domain.
Chu Xiong was left speechless, angrily retorting,
We'll see.
Not only Chu Xiong, but the other Vermilion Bird star domain people also looked defiant. But the fact was that they were indeed inferior to the others. Mere defiance was useless. Zhuang Bai remained indifferent throughout, as if he wasn't from the Vermilion Bird star domain. Chu Xiong turned to Zhuang Bai.
Old Zhuang, say something.
Zhuang Bai calmly said,
Facts speak louder than words. The arena will reveal the truth. What's the point of arguing now? Besides, didn't you say Lin Shitty could slay a god sovereign while still in the god-king realm? With him around, what are you worried about?
Chu Xiong's face turned red, scratching his head and muttering,
You know I was just boasting to fool them.
Zhuang Bai remained calm.
Maybe your boast will come true.
The projection changed again, the black tortoise image disappearing and replaced by a star system. This star system was extremely prosperous, with 7 life planets and 18 resource planets. It was a star system with 25 main planets. Such a large star system was undoubtedly a high-level life star system. A seed contestant from the Black Tortoise Star domain recognized the star system in the projection and shouted,
"It's the Black Tortoise number 9 life star system, my hometown."
The number 9 life star system in the projection quickly expanded, finally settling in the starry sky. A massive arena, over 10,000 miles in diameter, had been built there, covered by formations. To showcase real combat power, the 4-star domain competition was held in reality. The entire event was controlled by the Human Emperor Network, with powerful formations set up by God Sovereigns, ensuring no accidents and almost no fatalities. Next, the projection displayed information about the 2 combatants. One was named Shui Hongba, a 7th-rank God King, skilled in the laws of cold water. The other was named Feng Fu, also a 7th-rank God King, skilled in the laws of solid ice. After the formation introduced the 2 contestants, everyone received information about placing bets. The betting range started from 10,000 points with no upper limit. The odds were fixed, with winners doubling their points and losers losing their bet. Someone shouted,
"Place your bets. I'm betting 100,000 points on Shui Hongba to win. I'm betting 100,000 points on Feng Fu to win."
The scene was lively, and previous conflicts vanished. Only the War God Hall members stood aloof, looking proud. But they also placed bets, just not openly.
Su Jianxing approached Lin Moyu.
Lin Xixiang, want to place a bet?
Lin Moyu smiled, glancing at Lin Mohan beside him.
Interested?
Lin Mohan shook her head.
Child's play, not worth betting on.
Lin Moyu said,
"One can learn from others. Knowing oneself and the enemy leads to 100 victories." Su Shidi, who did you bet on?
Su Jianxing Lauget.
I just placed a random bet on Shui Hongba. He looks more pleasing to the eye.
Lin Moyu also casually bet on Shui Hongba to win, placing 100,000 points, just for fun. 1,487, 1,487. Chapter 1487. Characteristics of the 4-star domains, competition rules. A few minutes later, the match began. Lin Moyu watched as Shui Hongba and Feng Fu went all out, engaging in a fierce battle. The laws of cold water and solid ice are both water-based laws, known for their defensive properties. Both fighters had far superior defensive capabilities compared to their offensive power, indicating that the battle would last a long time. Someone from the White Tiger Star domain complained,
"The Black Tortoise Star domain's matches are the most boring. They always take half a day." Exactly, they're not as exciting as the Azure Dragon Star domain or the White Tiger Star domain. Even the Vermilion Bird Star domain is better than the Black Tortoise Star domain. If we're talking about excitement, the Black Tortoise Star domain is undoubtedly the worst.
This was a fact, and even those from the Black Tortoise Star domain couldn't refute it. Someone grumbled,
"That's just our style, deal with it."
Lin Moyu lost interest after watching for a while. As Lin Mohan had said, it was like child's play. If he were to participate, he could end it instantly. In the central square, matches from various star domains were projected daily. This allowed seed contestants to observe the strong fighters from each star domain, a benefit for the seed contestants. However, the strongest seed contestants from each star domain were already gathered here. Most of those who made it through the preliminaries were just there to fill the numbers. After reaching level 5 permissions, Lin Moyu had already reviewed the basic information of each star domain. Among the 4 major star domains, the Azure Dragon Star domain was the strongest. Cultivators from the Azure Dragon Star domain were the best in offensive capabilities among the 4 star domains, and their defense was second only to the Black Tortoise Star domain, making their overall combat power the best. It is said that the Azure Dragon Star domain once had primordial dragon blood, giving its cultivators a trace of dragon bloodline. This trace of dragon bloodline provided a special boost, making them inherently stronger and highly enviable. The Black Tortoise Star domain ranked first in defense among the 4-star domains but had relatively weak offensive power. Water-based laws were the most prominent in the Black Tortoise Star domain. Over time, many cultivators in the Black Tortoise Star domain had comprehended water-based laws, followed by earth and stone laws. These laws shared a common characteristic: extremely strong defense. Besides being the best in defense, the Black Tortoise Star domain had another special ability. They pioneered the method of water refining, using water to refine artifacts and counter the explosiveness of fire, creating a large number of war artifacts and puppets for the human race. For example, replicas of the War God Fortress and various large warships mostly came from the Black Tortoise Star domain. Additionally, the Black Tortoise Star domain had a unique type of cultivator known as summoners, rarely seen in other star domains. It is said that the summoner's heritage is ancient, even older than ancient times, and became part of the Black Tortoise Star domain's bloodline through a fortunate encounter. The summoners of the Black Tortoise Star domain were unique, piquing Lin Moyu's interest. Unfortunately, the records were not detailed enough to provide a full picture. Lin Moyu planned to take advantage of the 4-star domain competition to observe closely. Cultivators from the White Tiger Star domain favored using swords, and various laws could be applied to their swords, evolving and transforming. Their offensive capabilities were slightly inferior to the Azure Dragon Star domain, and their defense was slightly inferior to the Black Tortoise Star domain. The White Tiger Star domain also had a unique feature. The power of belief originated from there. After years of development, it had become one of the human race's fundamental forces. Through the power of belief, cultivators in the White Tiger Star domain could train quickly and build a solid foundation. The power of belief not only accelerated training and comprehension of laws, but also had more mysterious uses. However, only a few people could use this ability, as it had very high requirements. Lin Moyu had asked Lin Mohan, who possessed strong belief power and was very famous in the White Tiger Star domain with countless fans. Lin Mohan told him that the mysterious uses of belief power varied from person to person and could only be awakened at the God Sovereign level. The stronger the accumulated belief power before reaching the God Sovereign level, the stronger the awakened ability. This was why Sword Orchid God Sovereign had been promoting her to help her accumulate belief power. Lastly, the Vermilion Bird Star domain was known for being average in everything. They were not particularly outstanding in any area but had a bit of everything. Unfortunately, this resulted in their overall strength being weak, often ranking last. After reviewing the information, Lin Moyu felt that the cultivators of the Vermilion Bird Star domain were the most orthodox among the human race. Their bloodline was the purest, inherited from the ancient human race, without any changes. The ancient human race, as one of the 4 original races, had a bloodline no less than that of the dragon race. However, due to the long passage of time, the bloodline had become too thin and difficult to discover. But once discovered, their combat power would be extraordinary. Xiao Zhantian was the best example, hailing from the Vermilion Bird Star domain. As the information about the 4-star domains flashed through his mind, the match had already been going on for a while. The 2 contestants had already used their artifacts, and surprisingly, both had similar artifacts. A large sword and a large shield. They fought back and forth, evenly matched. Their cultivation levels were equal, and their strengths were similar, making it hard to determine a winner. The audience was already losing interest, with some even yawning. To these seed contestants, such matches were really boring. Lin Moyu found it strange.
Their cultivation levels seemed to be suppressed.
Although he wasn't present, just watching the projection, he keenly noticed that the power of their spells didn't match their levels. Su Jianxing asked,
Lin Shixiang, don't you know the rules of the 4-star domain competition?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
No one told me.
Su Jianxing wasn't surprised and explained in detail.
Actually, the rules of the 4-star domain competition are very simple. The first rule is that all contestants' levels will be uniformly suppressed to the first rank of the God King realm. The second rule is that you cannot use artifacts with artifact spirits, nor can you use artifacts of the God King realm or higher. The third rule is that soul attacks are prohibited. The fourth rule is that you cannot intentionally harm someone's life. The fifth rule is that when the Human Emperor Network calls for a stop, you must stop immediately. These are the 5 rules. There are no other restrictions.
Lin Moyu naturally understood these rules. The 4-star domain competition mainly tested individual strength. If everyone relied on artifacts, it would be meaningless. Those from large families would inevitably have access to powerful artifacts, turning the competition into an artifact contest. Suppressing everyone's level to the first rank of the God King realm was also understandable. Contestants had varying levels of strength, and without uniform levels, there would be no point in competing. One of the purposes of the 4-star domain competition was to select potential human geniuses. What defines potential? At the very least, one must be invincible at the same level. If you can fight across levels, so can I. It all comes down to who is stronger. As for prohibiting soul attacks and not harming lives, it was the same principle. This was a competition, not a life and death battle. Soul attacks were silent and difficult for even the Human Emperor Network to stop in time. Therefore, it was better to ban them altogether. The Human Emperor Network acted as the competition's overseer. If it called for a stop and you continued to fight, it would be foolish. Disobedient individuals, no matter how talented, would not be valued.
Lin Moyu thank Su Jianxing.
Thank you, Su Shitty, for the explanation.
Su Jianxing waved his hand.
No need to be polite, Lin Shixian. This is just basic information. Even if I didn't tell you, you would soon find out.
Lin Moyu smiled and suddenly looked into the distance. Thousands of kilometers away, a powerful pressure was approaching unabashedly. 1488.